Shukran. I thank you. I thank you, Your Excellency.
Türkiye Cumhurbaşkanı Sayın Recep Tayyip Erdogan.
Distinguished guests, the President of the Republic of Turkey, Recep Tayyip Erdogan, has honored us with his presence. Now I would like to invite His Excellency to deliver his remarks.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Sayın Genel Sekreter,
Esteemed Secretary General, esteemed Ministers of Foreign Affairs, my dear brothers and sisters, let me greet you all with warm regards and heartfelt feelings. Esselamu Aleyküm, Rahmetullahi ve Berekatüh. Today, I'm really happy and fortunate to be with you here with the esteemed representatives of the Islamic world. I hope that the consultations and deliberations you will hold for 2 days here and the decisions that you will take, I hope will prove to be beneficial for the Islamic Ummah and for the entire humanity. I'm sure that you will once again announce to the whole world, make it clear to the whole world, the support of our organization for the achievement of global peace and prosperity through the decisions you will take here. The effects of the meeting at an extraordinarily critical time now will be felt not only in our countries, for sure, but hopefully all over the world. At the beginning of my speech, I once again commemorate with mercy our more than 55,000 brothers and sisters, more than 65% of whom are children and women, who were martyred by Israeli army in Gaza. And I wish healing to our 128,000 brothers and sisters who were injured in the same attacks in Gaza. Turkey knows the pain of our Palestinian brothers and sisters as our own pain and their sadness as our own sorrow. Our Palestinian brothers and sisters should know the following: no matter how dark the darkness of oppression is now, inshallah, God willing, justice will be manifested and victory will surely belong to those who believe. With God's permission, I sincerely believe that we will see good days when we will talk about victories, we will talk about joy and peace instead of suffering, cruelty and death. Distinguished guests, for the last 2 years now, we have been increasingly confronted with Israel's policies of occupation, destruction, and massacre. With the unconditional support of the Western powers, Israel continues to destabilize our region. First, they attacked Gaza and the West Bank. They have turned Gaza into a gigantic wreck in front of the eyes of the entire world. They have been bombing health facilities, schools, mosques, and churches. They have brutally slaughtered people who were waiting in line for help just to buy a sack of flour, a bowl of soup, or just a loaf of dry bread. Every day, hundreds of innocent civilians, mostly children and women, mind you, are deliberately martyred by Israeli forces. For 21 months now, our 2 million brothers and sisters living in Gaza have been struggling to survive in poor conditions that go far beyond even the concentration camps of the Nazis. In addition to Gaza, Israel also targeted Lebanon, Yemen, and Syria. In addition to air bombardments, they have tried to incite different groups within Syria against the government. So they have tried to trigger turmoil in Syria as well. And now, since the 13th of June, Israel's state terrorism is now being experienced by our neighbor Iran. I would like to say the following clearly. With all these attacks, the Netanyahu government has once again proved that it is the biggest obstacle in front of regional peace. I strongly condemn Israel's attacks on Iran. On behalf of my country and my nation, I offer my condolences for our Iranian brothers and sisters who lost their lives in Israel's terrorist attacks, bombings, and assassinations. We have no doubt that the Iranian people, with thousands of years of history, solidarity in the face of difficulties, and strong state experience, they hopefully, inshallah, will be able to overcome these challenging days. I also find it useful to underline the following. The way to describe and define Israel's attacks on Gaza, Lebanon, Yemen, Syria, and finally, most recently on Iran, is outright banditry. The measures taken by Iran to defend its people in the face of this state terrorism of Israel within the framework of self-defense are measures which are quite natural, legitimate, and legal. Dear brothers and sisters, what we are seeing day by day is the following. It is clear now that these aggressive actions, which violate international law, serve Israel's policy of strategic destabilization in the region. Of course, it is significant that the attacks took place at a time when negotiations on Iran's nuclear program were intensifying. Israel is not subject to any control or audit for its nuclear activities and does not care about anyone in terms of transparency. So it is a great hypocrisy for them to talk against the parties to the Treaty on the Non-Proliferation of Nuclear Weapons. The Netanyahu government actually aimed to undermine the negotiation process with its attacks on the 13th of June. This incident also shows that Netanyahu and his murder ring do not want any issues or any matters to be solved diplomatically. Again, Israel, instead of living in peace side by side with an independent and geographically integrated Palestinian state with East Jerusalem as its capital on the basis of the 1967 borders, instead of coexisting with them, Israel is rather trying to spread the war to the entire region. Just as the spark ignited by Hitler 90 years ago set the whole world on fire from the Pacific to the Atlantic, from the Indian Ocean to the North Sea, today Similarly, Netanyahu's Zionist ambitions have no other purpose than to drag our region and in fact the whole world into a big disaster. Targeting the sanctity of Mesjid-i Aqsa, our first Qibla, attempting to hijack the historical status of Al-Quds al-Sharif. Now, these are intentions to divide our region with some maps in mind. And these even now being talked about in the public. We see all of these as moves of an insidious plan. We are, in fact, well aware of what Netanyahu wants to do. Those who think that they can establish their security by drowning the region in fire, in conflict, chaos, and in tears are following a crude dream. Israel cannot ensure its own security by threatening the security of its own neighbors. They will gradually see that things may not go as planned. Israel's claim that it will establish order in our region with its bloody hands reveals the blindness and darkness of those who govern that country. I would like to emphasize here that Turkey will not allow the establishment of a new Sykes-Picot order in our region, the borders of which will be drawn with blood. We will not sit back and watch the people of Gaza being punished with hunger, with state and settler terror in the West Bank, and attempts to destroy the historical status quo of Al-Aqsa Mosque and Jerusalem, the cradle of the Abrahamic religions. From here, I once again appeal to the international community, especially to the countries that have influence over Israel. No one should pay attention to Netanyahu's poisonous words wrapped in praise in an attempt to exacerbate the conflict. Our region cannot afford a new war or instability. What we need is common sense, restraint, caution, never to fall into the hiddlenesses of covering up a wrong with a bigger wrong. Today, let's emphasize once again that the solution lies in diplomacy and in dialogue. We are, in fact, ready to do whatever falls on us, including facilitation. Since the 13th of June, we have made serious efforts to restore calm. And we have really made some efforts. Inshallah, hopefully, we'll continue these contacts patiently until we get actual results. Distinguished ministers, distinguished friends, under the current circumstances, the achievement of a two-state solution has become all the more vital. We should continue to encourage more countries to recognize the state of Palestine. And we must continue to coordinate our efforts to take coercive measures against Israel on the basis of international law and on the basis of the Charter of the United Nations. We hope that the international conference to advance the two-state solution, which was planned to be held in New York this week under the leadership of Saudi Arabia, but was postponed due to the recent attacks. We hope this meeting will be organized at the earliest opportunity. And I wish Saudi Arabia success in this initiative. Of course, I have to underline the following as well.
aynı ananın evladı olan iki kardeş arasında
Like between two siblings who are children of the same mother, there may possibly be differences of opinion, and these are actually natural facts of life. Likewise, these are also natural facts of politics and diplomacy. But being brothers or sisters also means sharing the same destiny. For example, the fate of Istanbul is not separate from the fate of Damascus or the fate of Baghdad, that of Cairo, Sana'a, the fate of Islamabad, for example, or that of Kabul, Tripoli, Tehran, the fate of Mecca and Medina, and of course the fate of Jerusalem and Gaza. These fates are not different. Turks, Kurds, Arabs, Persians, Sunni, Shiite, Alawite, African, Asian, Latin American, and all other sects and origins, as well as Muslims, have a common faith, just as we all have a common Qibla. Each and every one of us, we all say, La ilaha illallah Muhammadun Rasulullah. And when it comes to our common cause or causes or our common interests, it is our duty to put aside our differences, and it's our duty to get united. We cannot possibly allow the differences between us, the attitude differences between us, to be a hindrance to us, particularly in this current critical period that we are going through. And recently, we have seen that balances, politics, fragile relations may not always yield results. In this event, in this meeting of our organization, and our organization, by the way, represents the voice and conscience of the Ummah. In this meeting, we need to clearly announce our position, our stance against Israel's policies that have turned the entire region into a place of war. Today, we need to hold on to each other tighter, to tighten our ranks even more, to expand our boundaries of tolerance towards one another even more. That's what we need. We should take the following command of Rasul Ekrem, the Holy Prophet Muhammad, as our guide. He said the following, quote, 2 is better than 1, 3 is better than 2, 4 is better than 3. Get into an alliance, unquote, he said. Yes, we sincerely wish to reach the days when our Palestinian brothers and sisters will eventually achieve national unity among themselves. And it saddens us to see division and fragmentation among our brothers and sisters, while we are all mobilized for the Palestinian people as we are here today. It is our sincere desire to pledge to unity and solidarity, whatever it is, regardless, against separation, against polarization. Dear guests, in a multipolar world, it is a must that the Islamic world of 2 billion people becomes a pole on its own. We are on the eve of a period in which the Islamic world will play a much greater role, but at the same time will assume more responsibility. Turkey's presidency of the Council of Foreign Ministers begins now in a period when the spiral of violence in our region is being triggered again by Israel, and stability and peace are being threatened. We need to show more solidarity to stop Israel's banditry in Syria, in Lebanon, and Iran as well, as it has done in Palestine. So we need solidarity. Our organization, since the day it was founded, has always carried the message of peace and dialogue, and it has always stood firm against all kinds of extremism. And from now on too, will fight back and overcome difficulties together. Our organization, with its 57 members, it is the second largest international organization after the United Nations. And as such, as an organization, it is in a better position to make it more efficient. It should be more efficient, it should operate as a tool of economic and social development. In verse 10 of Surah Al-Hujurat, Allah Almighty says the following, quote, "Believers are only brothers and sisters, so make amends between your brothers and sisters, and fear Allah that you may have mercy," unquote. For this, we will first resolve conflicts within ourselves. If we do not take ownership of our own issues with our own common sense and will, we end up serving the interests of others. As members of a common history, of a common civilization, and above all, as members of a common faith, we have the will and capacity to produce solutions on every issue that concerns our future. During our presidency, we'll continue to actively fight Islamophobia. I would like to take this opportunity to express our satisfaction with Syria's return to membership in the Organisation of Islamic Cooperation and the progress made towards its reintegration into the international community. The glorious victory of our Syrian brothers and sisters by giving hundreds of thousands of martyrs, this victory has opened the doors of a new period. The Syrian people, thank God, look to their future with much more hope now in all respects. Turkey will continue to increase its multi-dimensional support to Syria so that Syria can stand on its own feet. Syria needs the support of all of us, meaning the entire Islamic world, in order to preserve its territorial integrity and its national unity, and in order to achieve lasting stability. I do sincerely believe that all member countries of our organization will make the necessary contribution to Syria in this regard. Furthermore, we should always pay close attention to the problems of Muslim minorities and communities. They act actually as a strong bridge between the countries of the Organisation of Islamic Cooperation and other countries. So we should be in unwavering solidarity with Muslim communities in other countries. In this regard, we attach importance to the attitude and decisions taken by our organization so far. Another important point is, my dear brothers and sisters, is the following. We must not allow the UNRWA, which performs an irreplaceable task of protecting Palestinian refugees, to be paralyzed by Israel. We expect our organization and individual member countries to disrupt Israel's games by supporting UNRWA materially and spiritually. With the representative office to be opened in Ankara, we'll hopefully make our support to this UN agency more visible from now on. I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate Cameroon on its success